This week we're going to be using the quadratic formula to solve quadratics. Last week and the week before we used factoring to solve. Last week we used the cheater method to solve quadratics when there's a number in front of the x squared. And the week before we just used regular factoring to solve. This week we're going to be solving quadratic formula. We're going to use the quadratic formula to solve quadratics. Now let's go through an example of a problem that we know how to solve just by factoring. And some kids are going to ask, well, if we can solve it by factoring, why would we use the quadratic formula? That is a great question. And the answer I'm going to give you is because all problems do not factor. All quadratics do not factor. So there has to be another way to solve these problems that don't factor. Now, obviously, this one does factor because I want to show you that we get the same answer regardless if we use the factoring method or the quadratic formula. So in this problem, we know that we could factor this thing down to, let's see here, the two numbers that multiply to give us 12, that add up to 7 would be 3 and 4. So this would be x plus 3, x plus 4 is equal to 0. So that's, but we haven't solved it yet, we just factored. So our solution would be x equals -3 or x equals -4. So that's how we would solve this problem if we were going to factor. And it does factor, so it is rather easy to solve. Now let's say we could not factor this, that we did not know how to do it. So standard form of a quadratic formula is ax squared plus bx plus c. The number in front of the x squared term is the a value. The number in front of the x term is the b value. And the constant is the c value. So if I wrote this problem out, this is really 1x squared plus 7x plus 12. My a value would be equal to 1. My b value would equal 7. And my c value would equal 12. So that's the first thing you want to do when you do a problem using the quadratic formula. You want to figure out what the a value is, the b value, and the c value. Then all it becomes is just a plug and chug formula. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's my formula. X equals negative b. Okay, so my b value is 7, so negative of that would be -7, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So all we're going to do is we're going to plug the numbers that we know. We know b is 7, so we're going to put 7 here. We're going to put 7 here. We know a is 1, so we're going to put 1 here. We're going to put 1 here. And we know c is equal to 12. So all we're going to do is we're going to just plug those numbers in and then use our arithmetic skills to solve. So that's all I'm going to do here. I'm going to plug my numbers in. So -7 plus or minus the square root of 7 squared minus 4 times a was 1. C was 12. I usually put this inside parentheses because if I don't, I usually make a mistake there. And then over 2 times 1. Okay, so I plugged my values in. So now I have to solve. So -7 stays as -7 plus or minus. Well, 7 squared is 49. So I've got the square root of 49 minus, and usually I do this off to the side here. So 4 times 1 is 4. Times 12, so 4 times 12 is 48. So I've got 49 minus 48 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay, I'm going to do the inside the radical. 49 minus 48 is 1. So I have -7 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2. Okay, well, what is the square root of 1? It is 1. So I end up with -7 plus 1 over 2. Look at how I did you get the plus or minus here. I'm going to write it as 2 different separate problems. And then I have -7 minus 1 over 2. And then I just solve this. -7 plus 1 is -6 over 2. So that gives me -3. -7 minus 1 is -8 over 2, which is -4. Oh my goodness. I get the exact same answer as I did when I factored it. So the quadratic formula is just another way to solve a quadratic. Again, not all problems factor, so there has to be another method to solve these. And this is the method that we're going to use this week. We're going to use the quadratic formula. And yes, you do have to show your steps this week to get credit. So here is the quadratic formula. Again, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You should keep saying that over and over to yourself until you have it memorized, because it is a very important formula. It is used a lot in upper math. So if it asks me to solve here, the first thing I do is, what is my a value? 1. What's my b value? 6. What is my c value? 5. And then I plug that in here. So that's going to give me negative 6 plus or minus 6 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times 1. And sometimes maybe just making these boxes out would help. But that's, and then I would go negative 6 plus or minus 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 1 times 5, which is 20, over 2. So the square root of 36 minus 20, that's 16. So I have negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 16 over 2. The square root of 16 is 4. So I end up with negative 6 plus or minus 4 over 2. Now this is where I write it as two separate problems. One with the plus sign, one with the minus. So I end up with negative 6 plus 4 over 2, or negative 6 minus 4 over 2. Negative 6 plus 4, that's negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. It's one solution. And negative 6 minus 4, which is negative 10, divided by 2, which is negative 5. That's my second solution. I could have solved this one by factoring, but this week we're using the steps using the quadratic formula to solve. In the quadratic equation, if the quadratic equation is in standard form, the discriminant of the quadratic equation is b squared minus 4ac. It's the function underneath the square root. That's what they're talking about. The part of the equation under the radical sign. Recall that the quadratic equation can have 2, 1, or no real solutions. You can determine the number of solutions of the quadratic equation by just evaluating the discriminant. So if we just looked at the number underneath the radical sign, that number tells us how many solutions there are, okay? So if you just look at inside the radical, if it is a positive number greater than 0, you will have 2 real solutions. If it's equal to 0, so if you work that out and you end up with 0, the discriminant is 0, that means you have 1 real solution. And if the number inside the radical is negative, that means we have no real solutions. Now, there will be imaginary solutions, but we don't get into that in algebra. That is a kind of a concept that is taught in Algebra 2. So we can have 2 real solutions, and if you graph it out, you see that it crosses the x-axis twice. Those are solutions. Here, if I graph this equation out, it crosses once, and this one doesn't cross at all. So you can tell how many solutions a function has even before you get going. So the discriminant, if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, you have 2 solutions. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, the equation has 1 solution. And if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, the equation has no solutions. Given the graph below, determine the sign of the discriminant. Okay, well, here I know the discriminant, since it crosses the x-axis twice, that means there's 2 solutions. So that means that there is, you would have 2 solutions, or the discriminant would be positive. Here, you have, it only hits the x-axis once, so there's 1 solution. That means the discriminant would be 0. And here, it doesn't cross x-axis ever. That means that we have no solutions at all to the problem. Okay? So now let's try some examples of types of problems that you will be asked to solve this week. Okay? So it says find the value of the discriminant of each quadratic equation. It's not asking us to solve the quadratic. It's just asking us to find the number or the value of the discriminant. Okay? Remember, in order to solve, you have to set it equal to 0. So the first thing I have to do is I have to get rid of this 6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So my equation is negative 4m squared minus 3m plus 9. And I just want to find the discriminant. So all I have to do is b squared minus 4ac. All I need to do is find that value. So in this problem, my A value is -4. My B value is -3. And my C value is 9. So if I plug this in here, this is going to be -3 squared minus 4 times, and I usually put parentheses here, -4 times C, which is 9. -3 squared is +9 minus, so that's -16 times 9. So that's going to give me, oops, I did this wrong. -9, 5, that's 14, so that's -144. So that's going to be positive. Oh my goodness, I don't even have to go any farther. This is definitely going to be a positive number. Okay, it says find the value of the discriminant. Okay, so that's going to be 153 positive. So that means this problem would have 2 solutions. Okay, I know that. That's what the discriminant tells me. Now, if I did this problem, again, it's not set equal to 0, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go -5n squared minus 8n plus 10. Okay, my A value is -5. My B value is -8. My C value is 10. Again, this problem is just asking me to find the value of the discriminant. Okay, so -8 squared minus 4 times A times C. Oops, C is 10. All right. So -8 squared is 64 minus 4 times -5, so that's -20 times 10, so that's -200. So that's a minus sign there, so I change it. So that's -264. So that would be my discriminant. So I know that it's positive, it's greater than 0, that I know there would be 2 solutions to this problem. I don't know what they are, but it didn't ask me for that. It just asked me to find the value of the discriminant. Remember, the discriminant is just b squared minus 4ac. That is it. Okay, let's try some quadratic problems. Solving a quadratic. So let's solve these 2 quadratics. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do when I'm solving a quadratic is find my a, b, and c value. So in this problem, the first problem here, my a value is 8. My b value is 4. My c value is -17. Okay, so now I'm going to plug it into the quadratic formula. And I'm going to write that down again. -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's the quadratic formula. So now I'm going to plug my values in. So that's going to be -4 plus or minus the square root of b squared. Well, 4 squared is 16. Minus 4 times a, and I'm going to do that over to the side. 4 times a times c. Okay? So I'm going to get my calculator out here so I don't make an error on this problem. So I've got 4 times 8 times -17. So that is, oops, I don't know if my calculator did it right because it didn't give me a negative, but I know that it has to be negative. Okay, I'm just going to multiply it again. 17 times 4 times 8. Okay, so that's going to be -544. So if I put that in here, remember, it's still a subtraction sign there. All over 2 times a, well, a is 8, so that's just 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus a -544, so that's going to be plus. So I'm just going to add 16 onto that. So that gives me 560. So my answer is going to be -4 plus or minus the square root of 560 over 16. Now, I don't think the square root of 560 is a nice number. So let's go 560 square root. It's not a perfect square root. So we can just leave our answer just like this. Okay? Just leave it. If this is not a perfect square root, just leave your answer just like that. If it is a perfect square root, then we have to keep working and take it down farther. Now, the second problem is a little tricky. Okay? The reason I say it's a little tricky because it doesn't have this term. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. I'm going to go m squared plus 0m plus 8 is equal to 0. So my a value is 1. My b value is 0. My c value is 8. So if I'm going to solve this, b squared, so negative b, that's 0, plus or minus the square root of b squared, well, that's 0, minus, okay, 4 times a times c. So that's 32. All over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1. So now I end up with 0 plus or minus the square root of negative 32 over 2. And since negative 32, there's no square root of a negative number, we just leave it just like this. That's all I'm looking for. Okay? So that is what we're dealing with this week. We're dealing with solving a quadratic using the quadratic formula.